Hey, and welcome back to Home Reviews. In today's video, we're looking at this new ECOVACS. This is the Deebot X2 Omni. Now, the previous one that I had was the T20, and this is supposed to have some improvements over that, which I'm really excited about. And I also have in the background there, if you see that black box, that is the Roborock vacuum cleaner, and it's great. It does a good job cleaning. I do have some issues with it though, where it doesn't like to empty the hair very well from my pets. That kind of gets clogged up inside of the machine that goes, when it empties, it goes up through and it gets clogged, and I have to manually clean it out, which is kind of a pain. This one here I'm really excited about. One of the biggest features that I really am excited about for this is the shape of it's different. So this is more of a square shape than your typical round shape that you see, which means it's going to be able to get into your corners. Finally, it's going to be able to get closer to the edges of your baseboards and clean those areas that are just more difficult to get to for all these other robot cleaners. Now, if we take a look at the back of this here, you can see here that it also has a smaller station, and it's low profile. So this is actually going to be a little less tall than the other ones, which is great too, because it's going to be able to get under more things in your house. Now, it also does clean with hot water. It has a hot water mopping station, auto empties, auto cleans, and hot air drying for complete hands-free cleaning. And guys, this is what makes this so nice, because you can, even through their app, which we're going to go over all this in this video, we're going to install their app and I'm going to show you how to use it. You can set up a schedule for this thing to run and it just goes on its own. It'll clean for a little bit. It comes back to the station. It uses hot water to wash the mopping pads with, so it's sanitary and clean. And then it'll, even when it's done, it'll hot air dry them to clean them. It auto empties the dirty water out into tanks that are inside of here, and then it takes clean water from one of the other tanks to clean the pads with, and that's what it goes out and remops with. So it's basically a hands-free cleaning system. But you do have to once in a while, obviously, go to your station and take out the tanks and empty them and take out the bag that holds all of the dirt, the hair, the dust, and stuff that it picks up in your house, and switch that out, just depending on how often you clean your house and how big your home is. Here you can see it has an embedded LiDAR and upgraded AI VI 3D, and this is basically what it uses to go out and map your home and your rooms with, and also to avoid obstacles as it's going out and going around your home. And here you can see it has dual spinning turbo auto lift mopping, and it also has pressure on that. So when it goes around and cleans your home, it's actually shoving down as it's cleaning and scrubbing to help get the stuff off your floor. And these really do an amazing job of that. It has an impressive strong suction. This is actually upgraded on this one to, I believe it's 8,000 PA, where with our previous one was 6,000, which in my opinion was plenty. But I guess if you got some really heavy duty dirt, or some places in your house that needs swept up, you shouldn't have any issues with it at all with this one. And then down here, of course, you got your apps you can download, and you can even talk to this thing. So you can tell it, you can say, hey, Eco, and then it'll go out and clean the rooms that you want it to clean. You can tell it to clean certain rooms in your house, and it'll respond and just go out and do it. So you don't even have to go into your app. So we're going to cover all of that in this video. Let me go ahead and get this unboxed and show you what's inside. Okay, so here it is. We got it taken out of the box. You can see what it looks like, a completely different design, which actually looks really good. Now, the front of this, you can see down here the sensors and the cameras that are on it. So this is the front, this is how it navigates, this is how it maps, and then there's also sensors around it and on the bottom, and I'm going to show you that here in a minute. You got your power cable. This is for your base station here. And the base station is where your tanks are held. It's where it sucks up all the dirt and debris into a bag, where all that has to be changed out periodically. Down here is actually where it goes in to recharge, to clean its mop pads. And so let me go ahead and just take this out. And this looks a lot different than the other one that I've seen. And this here, I don't know if this is an extra roller for this or what. So I'm going to have to look that up here in a second. But down here you can see this is where it goes in, and the mop pads are cleaned and all that. And so they give you this little tray here too that you can set like right there, and it makes it easier for the sweeper to go up on here and to go in. So you can see here, there's stuff on here that I do need to remove. There's this here, there's some tape, some wrapping around here. But let's go ahead and take a look at this first. And you also have a user manual, the instruction guide, and a little booklet on your limited warranty that's included with it. Let me just set these off to the side. This is a little brush we're going to attach to the bottom, and what this does is it rotates, and so as it's moving across the floor, it sweeps stuff and it goes up underneath and it sucks it up into your sweeper. So the tops of these, they've changed them over the past couple models, and they used to be about halfway across and they would just fold open and you could keep the whole lid on here, but now you have to remove the entire lid. This is your main on and off switch. This is your power button to get the robot going. This here is to connect to Wi-Fi, and then you're going to scan this QR code on there and it should automatically pick it up. And then you have your waste bin right here, where if you want to take it out and clean it, or if you want to manually empty it, you can do that too. Otherwise, it'll just do it itself when it goes back to the base station. Let me go ahead and just remove this foam protection here, and then we're going to flip it over. Here we go. This is it flipped over, and you can see here these are little sensors that are on the bottom, and you'll find them around on the sides too. These things are needed, they need cleaned once in a while to make sure that they can see everything right. And then back here you can see your mopping pads. This is what turns and cleans, and what I love about this is they actually stick out a little bit beyond the edge of this sweeper, so as it's turning and moving and going around the corners, it's actually going to get those areas now. These also, you can see how they lift up and go down. They do this automatically when it determines you're going over carpet, so it doesn't mop your carpet. But instead, as it's going over the carpet, these go in like that, so it doesn't mop it. And then the suction power picks up on this automatically, and so it ends up cleaning it better all the way around. And then right here is where we're going to put this little brush. You can see it just snaps in right there, like that. This is your roller here, and that is an extra one that they send you for this, which is nice. And once in a while, you may have to take this out and clean it out, especially if you have pets, because sometimes fur and stuff will build up in here. If you don't, all you have to do is squeeze these blue things together. You'll see this comes out, and then the roller comes out, and then right back up in there is where everything gets swept up into. So, but these pieces here sometimes will get fur and hair wrapped around them on the edges, and you may have to clean those out once in a while. Super easy to do though. And then you just put it back in here, just like that, and then this snaps back down in it, just like that. Okay, now that that's done, let's go ahead and take off on here, and then I'll show you how this works, because if we open this top up, you're going to see you got your 2 tanks, and this is different. So it has here a little guide about the buttons, because there's a button up here on the front, if you'll notice right there, and it says right here what these buttons are for. It says there's a light strip, which is new on this too. Shows you how to connect your Deebot, placing the station, maintaining the dustbin and filter, cleaning the sink, maintaining the brush. So that's really nice that they added all this onto this lid, so it's always here for you. And then here you have 2 different colored tanks. The clear one's for clean water. You're just going to take it out, and then it has a latch here on the front. You just pop it open and put your clean water in it. Set it back in there. And then this is where all your dirty water is going to go into. You'll have to empty that out periodically, and make sure you rinse it out too, because if you don't, it's going to, some of the heavier stuff will sink to the bottom and just build up. So make sure you do that. Then you're going to set it back in here, and that's really all you have to do to maintain this. Now, in this part here, this is where your bag's going to go, where it sweeps up all the dirt and the dust. So let me go ahead and get this plastic off here. And then we should just be able to push right here, and it opens right up. And here you can see your bag. Make sure you have extra bags. I didn't see in my box where I got any extras, and I was kind of hoping they would have sent like at least 3 or so. So you may want to order some of those. But the way these work is they just slide back in here, and you can see where everything goes in there. And this is what they look like. And as you slide them in, this opens up, and that'll let everything in. So let me go ahead and put this back in here, and then we can close this. Very convenient. And then down here at the bottom, it looks like this comes out, which is really nice. So this is where it's going to be cleaning itself when it comes back. So this part here gets dirty, and there's just no way around that, because this is where the mop pads gets cleaned, where it comes back, the wheels go in here, it gets wet. So this needs to be rinsed out and cleaned out once in a while. So you want to make sure you take care of that. And then back in there, you want to make sure that stays clean as well. All right, let's go ahead and get this set up. I'm going to use it to replace that one over there, and then we're going to get it charged up. So we've been using the Deebot now for a little over a week. I've had to replace the water here several times, because normally every time we run this sweeper, we also mop with it. But in the app, you can set it just to vacuum if you don't want it to mop too. So far it has been working amazing. My cats do love it. If you have cats, just know that they will probably like your Deebot. They like this little spinning brush that goes around on the edges of it. But let me go ahead and just take this out for a second. And one of the first things I want to make sure of is that it doesn't get clogged. So I can see right now this is empty, which is great. This is one of the biggest problems I have with having pets, is that with the other machines I have, it gets clogged up and it doesn't take everything out of here because of the fur from the animals. And this one here, you can see it doesn't like to be taken out of its dock. It automatically retreats and goes back in there, which is pretty neat. But I'm going to go ahead and pull it back out here and set this back in there.
Start vacuuming while mopping.
And I hit the button to start, so let me go ahead and turn that off.
Cleaning paused.
All right, now the other thing is, when this comes back to the dock, if you view back in there, you can see a little platform, and what it does is it actually scrubs and cleans the brushes here. So it uses 131 degree water to wash these with, so it kills all the bacteria, which is great. It makes it so much more sanitary. The other thing I love about this is that I have things laying around my house. We don't have any carpet, but I do have vents in my floor, and also by my litter box here, you can see this mat that I have, and then there's my vent. And whenever it runs over this mat, the brushes on the back there, they actually lift up. And they don't scrub this, which is a really good thing. But instead, the suction picks up and it suctions up harder and faster. That way it cleans up better because it thinks that it's probably carpet. So if you have carpet and tile or carpet and wood or anything like that in your house, this is ideal for that because it's going to know the difference. And once it hits that carpet or your rugs, it's going to lift up these pads so it doesn't mop it. The suction is going to be increased so it cleans the carpet better. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to open this up because as of right now, it looks like everything is getting put into here. And let me just show you. And if you can see down in there, most of that, what it finds on my floor is fur from my pets. And you can see how it catches all of it in this bag, which is exactly what I was hoping for. And this is great. So if you got pets, this is going to work amazing for you. Now this time of the year, because here in a couple days is Thanksgiving, this Deebot is priceless because when you're busy running around cooking and doing all this stuff you need to get done, you can have this set up on a schedule and it just goes out and cleans your house while you're doing everything else. It is such an amazing time saver. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to the app though, and I want to show you how it works. So here we are inside of the app, and I'm going to show you some of the main features. I'm not going to show you everything. It would just make this video way too long. But here you can see when you first log on, this is what you're going to see when you add your Deebot. And if you add more, you can do that. You can scroll to the right. You can see I have another one here. You can see where you can add more here. But what we're going to do is we're going to jump into this one here, and I'm going to go ahead and click on Start to control your robot. Now you'll notice there's also an option to enter Video Manager. So if you do this, the front of the sweeper actually has a camera on it, and you can see what it sees, and you can even control it. So maybe there's certain spots of your house that needs cleaned up. You can use it for that. You can use it to help monitor your home just to see what's going on in there. So there's all different kinds of reasons why you may like that. But let's go ahead and click in to control the robot. Now you can see here part of my upstairs where I have this set up. I have this map created to clean my living room, which is what you just saw a second ago, my kitchen, the laundry room, and also a bedroom. Now if I click on there where it says Station Features, you can choose here to go ahead and empty the dustbin, to do the hot air drying, to clean the mopping pads, or do the self-cleaning. And it also has a child lock feature if you don't want them messing with anything. Now the other thing that I like to do is right now mine is set on whole house cleaning, and I just sent it back a minute ago. I'm going to go ahead and click on End and in that task. And you can see how this changed down here now. So normally this is what you're going to see when you log into your app. And once it maps your room, then all you have to do is you can do a whole house cleaning. You can see there's an option there with AI, which means it kind of does its own thing. It determines everything that needs done from like the mopping, the sweeping, how often it needs washed. Everything can be done if you want to choose that option. But what I like to do is I like to just scroll up here, and you'll see your cleaning preferences. You can choose to vacuum only, mop and vacuum, or even mop after vacuuming. You can choose the vacuum power, and you have different options here. And you can hear it beeping when I'm making these changes. The water flow level for the mopping, how many times you want it to do that. You've got options for deep scrubbing, setting up schedules, which is one of my favorite things. You have smart cleaning. So if you click in that, you can see the options here, along with the AV 3D 2.0, which will automatically identify and avoid obstacles when cleaning. So if you have a lot of things laying in your house, you just don't get time to pick up, you can turn that on. It will identify those objects and go around them instead of trying to sweep over them and getting your sweeper or your mop hung up. And then there's station settings. So if you click that, you have an auto empty frequency as to however often you want it to empty. You can pause this video and read through some of these options if you'd like to. The mopping pad washing method, you can see energy efficient, hot water washing, or deep washing. And if you click that question mark, you can see what each one of those does. And then if we jump over to more settings, you can see my log here where it's cleaned over 5,000 square foot for a total of 6 hours. It's ran 9 times. And you can get accessories and parts from here. You can customize scenario cleanings. There's just so much you can do with this. They have the Eco settings. So if you go into here, this is your voice assistant. So you can tell it, you could say, okay, Eco. And when you do that, it wakes up the Deebot. It'll respond to voice commands, and you can actually tell it to clean certain rooms or areas of your home, and it'll go out and do it without you going into your app to do it. And then for Video Manager, you have a place here where if you want it more secure, you can even password protect it. So let me go out of here and let me go in and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so you can see here where I'm in the Video Manager, and now I have on the left-hand side a little controller, and I can move this left, I can move it right, and I can go forward if I want to. I can go backwards if I want to. And then down at the bottom right, you can see where you have other options down there for arrival on command, patrolling, even voice call or back to station. And then if you want to talk to it, you can say, okay, Eco, return to dock.
Okay, back to station.
So I don't know if you heard that or not, but I said, okay, Eco, it heard me, it answered, I told it go back to the dock, and now it's going back to the dock. So now if you want to check out these Deebots, I'll put the link below this video so you can get more details. And if you enjoy these types of reviews where I go in depth on these products, be sure to subscribe, and I'll keep you updated of other videos that I make. Thanks. Have a great day.